Oh, it feels good to be back. What's going on, everybody? I am back with another video, and yes, I'm finally out of my 1 month hibernation. I'm sorry. That's all I can really say. But I'm making this video, and the only thing I gotta say is we 1-0, baby. And this is one of the games I'm pretty sure I had the Bengals winning in my prediction. And I think that shocked a lot of people, but look what happened. Now I'm here to read the stats to you. This is my reaction and breakdown. So let's get right into it. Now, first passing, Kirk Cousins having a great game off of ice. What's new? 36 for 49, 351 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was really consistent. I don't really know. He just couldn't really lead his team to victory round. Joe Burrow, 20 for 27, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns. So anyway, Kirk Cousins did have the better game. Joe Burrow was definitely the better team leader. But the Minnesota Vikings do have their new franchise QB in Justin Jefferson, who threw 1 for 11 yards. And Dalvin Cook didn't have the greatest game. 20 carries, 61 rushing yards. He had a touchdown, but he also had a fumble that costed the Vikings a game. So I don't think Vikings fans should get concerned. Also, Amendola, this Madison guy, Amendola had a carry 4 yards. Madison had a carry 2 yards. But he just got simply outplayed by Joe Mixon, who had 29 carries for 127 rush yards and a rushing touchdown. Now, that does bring up my point. One thing that concerns me is the Bengals' O-line. Obviously, it's sucked since, 2018, really bad. And apparently it hasn't been fixed, because anyway, I think... Sorry, allergies, Holly. But, anyway, one blocking, I think, has been spectacular. The pass blocking was horrible. We allowed 5 sacks, which I get the Minnesota Vikings probably going to have one of the best defenses of the year. And probably be one of the top leaders in sacks. So it ain't really fair to judge the Bengals off just this week 1. It does leave me a little concerned. But besides for that, I like the game. I like Pauline here. 5 carries, 22 rush yards. He did what he needed to. Joe Burrow only ran 1 time for 2 yards. Lamar Chase had 1 carry for -2 yards. Now, Adam Thielen, a great game. The only reason more people ain't talking about how good Adam Thielen had, how good of a game Adam Thielen had, and this coming from a Bengals fan who beat him. They didn't give him credit. He had the best receiving performance out of anybody. But, Jamar Chase probably had an overall better performance. But, Adam Thielen was just more consistent. 10 targets, 9 receptions, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. He can't do much better than that. He had a good game. And I expect another 10 touchdown season from him. Kelly Osborne, I think is his name. I don't know his last name, but Osborne, this guy came out of nowhere. 9 targets, 7 receptions, 76 yards. He had a better game than Justin Jefferson. I'm not saying Justin Jefferson had a bad game or anything. He had 9 targets, 5 receptions, 71 yards. So I didn't think he had a bad game. Dalvin Cook, I like how they got him involved a bit with 6 receptions for 43 receiving yards. Because, like I said, he had over 100 yards from scrimmage. Or that ain't what I said, but you know what I mean. He had over 100 yards from scrimmage, but he just didn't make the big plays that he needed to. And then Tyler Conklin, I think that's his name, had 4 receptions for 41 yards. He was a perfect 4 for 4. Amendola, 2 targets, 2 receptions, 15 yards. D. Westbrook, a target, a reception, 11 yards. And then the rest are pretty irrelevant. Who said Jamar Chase couldn't catch? I'll be honest, I had my worries, but man had 7 targets, 5 receptions, 101 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. Now, granted, he gained 50 of those yards off 1 play, but still, he was good. It wasn't anything maybe super spectacular, but he was good. He was decent. He was respectable. And bro, I am so excited to see him. Now, plus, I'm excited to see T. Higgins. 5 targets, 4 receptions, 58 receiving yards, and receiving touchdown. I think we could have won this game by more if we would have got T. Higgins involved more. CJ Uzomah with probably the best play of his career. 2 targets, 2 receptions, 35 yards. Boyd, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 32 yards. Mixon, 4 targets, 4 receptions, 23 yards. Pauline, 1 target, 1 reception, 7 yards, and then Mike Thomas only had like 3 targets, 1 reception, 5 yards. So overall, offense did pretty good. I mean, you see the scoreboard there. I think we did pretty good. I like how we played, and yeah. Now I'm looking for the defense here. Hold up, guys. Let me find the defense real quick. Okay, guys, I found the defense. My bad. But anyway, on the defensive side of the ball, shockingly, there really wasn't like an impact player that you would expect the Vikings to come out and play. Which, by the way, the Bengals D-line, I don't care what anybody says, was dominant. It was a great D-line. We got to Kirk Cousins a lot. Don't let the stats fool you. I mean, there's a reason why they only scored 24 points including overtime, despite that impressive stat line. Now, that also goes to the Bengals who scored 27, but still, you get what I mean. We got to the quarterback. We got to the running back. We kind of shut down Devin Cook. We didn't, like, super shut him down, but we kept him contained into the bubble where he wasn't, like, going to break out. So, yeah. And Nick Vigil, I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure he was a former Bengal. He had a sack. He had, 8 tackles, I think. I mean, that's solid. Really, obviously, the main thing we're looking like is a sack here because, like I said, really no impact players really popped off. I mean, Nat Kendricks had a decent game. Harrison Smith had a sack. Pierce had 2 sacks, and Neil Hunter got involved with 1 sack. But there was really, nobody. Patrick Peterson didn't really have the greatest game. Sheldon Richardson didn't do great. Baxton Lynch, I think that's his name. Obviously, maybe not too big impact, but you get what I mean. They just went, that's why I can put it. The main guys that they needed to be locked in wasn't locked in. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, I think we had a really consistent effort. I mean, Jermaine Pratt had 6 tackles on it looks like. I think that's what that means. My bad if I get it wrong. And a forced fumble. I liked how Eli Apple played. I loved how Jesse Bates played, although I think he should have got a little more, got involved more in coverage, is what I'm trying to say. Von Bell, same really for Bates. Awuzie had a great game. I think he was playing pretty good lockdown D. Not super lockdown, but decent. Logan Wilson had a decent game. Mike Hilton did as well. Larry Ginobili had a sack, 4 tackles. He was really solid. B.J. Hill. I'm pretty sure that's what that name is. Yeah, B.J. Hill. 3 tackles, 2 sacks. And he was the guy we got for, Carlos Dunlap. I mean, we had to trade Carlos Dunlap. He's obviously now doing good with the Seahawks, but he just wasn't playing well for us in the man of trade. Or something like that. Or was that the guy we traded Jonah Williams? No, we didn't trade Jonah Williams. You get what I mean. We traded, barely anything to get him, and so far he's been doing well for us. We see Pauline here, Allen, Phillips. Hubbard, I was disappointed in his performance. I think Sam Hubbard, anyway, he did a decent job, but, I expected Hubbard to do more, and the same goes for DJ Weeder. Now, one more thing I want to bring up, and I know, why am I bringing up special teams? Well, that's because, if you can tell by the scoreboard, we won off our rookie 5th-round pick kicker. I think we finally have a kicker, Cincinnati. We don't have to worry about Fat Randy missing cheap shot field goals all time the game. We did it. We can see here, this is their stats. I mean, Gary Joseph, I think that's his name. He went 1 for 1, 3 for 3, stuff like that. And Evan McPherson, I don't really know how to say his name that well, but look at that. Look at this. He made 2 field goals, 3 extra points. He made a game-winning 53-yard field goal. And, yeah, guys, he made the game-winning, and I was so happy when I figured out he did that, because I couldn't really watch the game, but I watched, the highlights and stuff, and I kind of kept up with the game. But I was so happy when he made that. I was like, oh, my God, we actually won. And I was so happy. Evan McPherson, I think we finally have a kicker. I mean, Fat Randy wasn't exactly worse. I mean, worse. I meant bad, but he wasn't exactly, horrible. I actually liked Fat Randy. Kind of sad when he went, but at the same time, he just, he just kind of slowed down. I mean, his name is Fat Landy for a reason, but yeah. Kevin Huber is that 7 points. And yeah. So, guys, I hope you did this reaction. Oh, I hope you enjoyed. God, I'm slowing up my words today, but I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction and breakdown and the Cincinnati Bengals 27-24 win over the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, this was an upset to a lot of people. Me, I kind of expected it, but at the same time, it was really happy and really relieved because we haven't won like a week one game in like forever. So yeah, once again, I hope you enjoyed this reaction and breakdown. I'm hoping and praying that I can get back to consistent uploads because it's been like 24 days since I last uploaded. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you already know what to do. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications so you never miss a new video on my channel. And yeah, guys, have a great day. Stay safe, please. And yeah, guys, bye.